ArcheAge is kinda going buy to play this fall. Submarines are now stalking the waters in World of Warships. Path of Exile wants you to fight the fungus, tower defense style, and is that a new Minecraft mod or a brand new MMORPG on the horizon?
Get up, get down, put the bass and sound.
What's good, everyone? James Blunt here with your weekly recap for gaming news and announcements of the week of August 23rd, 2019. First up, Hegemony is a new MMORPG on the horizon that will use Minecraft as its game engine. Set in the 14th through the 17th century Europe, the game will focus on shifting from current and popular MMO trends in favor of returning to classic MMORPG design principles. Instead of focusing on gear and set bonus items, Hegemony is working on an item system with more depth that will make items feel more meaningful rather than having variety for the sake of variety. The story in Hegemony will not have the player controlling a legendary, one-of-a-kind hero, but an opportunistic nobody trying to make it in a harsh world. Players will take advantage of situations given to them, solving puzzles and riddles, as well as reading between the lines and manipulating systems to benefit them. Hegemony will be updated frequently, featuring historical incidents to add temporary quests, NPCs, and gameplay mechanics to the game. Depending on how players dealt with these incidents, it will ultimately change the lore and mechanics of the world at its conclusion. There's also a Dawn of a New Age expansion that will add entire nations or perhaps continents worth of content to the game to progress the entire timeline and lore. Most importantly, Hegemony pledges to not be pay to win, with quality of life features that will not be monetized, and base bank vault capacities will increase as the world progresses and more items are added to the game. Seems like a really cool concept. Love how they're using Minecraft as the engine. I mean, why not, right? Next up, the Game Ago group made a huge ArcheAge announcement during Gamescom this week. A new version of ArcheAge will be available for purchase entitled ArcheAge Unchained. Coming this fall, the new version will give players access to the whole ArcheAge universe for one purchase. Items that were available for purchase in the free-to-play iteration of the game that were incredibly powerful will be earned in the world by all players, regardless of purchase. In the new version of the game, items like mounts, pets, and gliders with special buffs can be unlocked with gameplay rather than by purchase. All players will have the same chance to craft the most powerful armor and weapons, and PvP will be skill-based instead of based on who spent more money. This is probably the best possible move they could have made on the game. ArcheAge has had a rough run at being considered pay-to-win in the past, so hopefully this new style cleans that up. Also at Gamescom 2019, Destiny 2 Shadowkeep was shown off this week and will be launching on October 1st, 2019, right when the base game is set to go free to play on Steam. A terrifying battle is approaching, and what was once a symbol of our determination is now a heated battleground. In addition, Bungie has revealed the first season of content that begins on October 5th, Season of Undying. All purchases of Destiny 2 Shadowkeep also include a season pass. I've got to say, I'm really looking forward to checking this out in about a year or so after I've worn out Borderlands 3. It's going to be hard to pull me away from that game. And on a slightly similar note, Vigor has officially launched on Xbox One this past week. Vigor is a looter shooter set in post-war Norway that has been part of the game preview program on Xbox Live for some time now. The official launch comes alongside the game's 1.0 update, which adds in new story challenges and customization variants to a pool of available choices for players. Likewise, World of Tanks announced its Steel Hunter event this week. In this new Battle Royale mode, it's up to you to hide in the shadows, finding equipment and upgrade your tank as you fight to survive against other players, and you guessed it, a shrinking save area. I'm honestly surprised this didn't happen sooner. Battle Royale games need more tanks. Also with Wargaming, World of Warships received its new 0.8.7 update this week. This update adds a new French event. There are new French destroyers to discover in the tech tree and a brand new unique commander to obtain. The new commander possesses 3 talents simultaneously, giving him bonuses to his chance to set fires with his main artillery after a key area has been captured, reduced reload times, and increased speed of his ships based on the amount of potential damage received. The continuation of the French arc has its own unique collection as well. The new update also sees a rework for anti-air defenses that will ensure their ability to function is based on player action and skill. For the full breakdown of the update, check out the link in the description below. Also during Gamescom this week, Wargaming made a huge announcement for World of Warships. Submarines are coming to the game. A brand new cinematic revealed the mighty submerged vehicles, and 3 nations will receive these stealthy vehicles first. The US with the Cachalot, Salmon, and Balau, Germany with the U-69, the U-190, and the U-2501, and the USSR with the S-1, L-20, and K-1. Over the next few weeks, players will get ready for the upcoming Super Test phase, and commanders can also look forward to this fall's PvP event, where submarines will be available to use for a limited time. This will be to evaluate the changes brought to the new class. Wargaming is, of course, looking to expand the submarine offering to other nations in the future, with Japanese fleet to follow. Additional researchable and premium ships will also become available. The uniqueness of submarines resides in their ability to appear in places they are least expected, dislodging enemy ships from choke points via surgical torpedo volleys before disappearing again. Submarines will have the best stealth capabilities in the game, as they will be able to dive below the ocean's surface and evade visual detection as long as their supply of oxygen allows it. This brand new ability will let players launch surprise attacks on the enemy team and become invulnerable to most types of damage. However, submarines will be relatively slow and have the least amount of hit points, requiring prospective commanders to be thoughtful in their use of the submarine's unique mechanics, as well as being good at positioning and situational awareness to turn the tides of battle. This is pretty cool, and it looks like the community is really looking forward to it. The next major update to hit Dauntless has arrived. Update 0.9.2 Neon and Ether. This update, which launched this past week, introduced the newest Hunt Pass to the game. The Zephyr Strike Hunt Pass will offer some awesome new cosmetics as always, such as the first neon hair tints. Neon and Ether will feature the first faction fight in the game as well. Players will choose a side, Endurance or Defiance, and equip a sigil. Each hunt will earn points for your team, and the winning faction's lantern will be added to the store for free. The other lantern will come later, but for a price. Patrol Chest 2.0 have launched as well, and is essentially a stash of bonus loot. Should you have a chest available and complete a patrol, you can open a chest for more rewards. The type of loot will depend on the patrol you go on. Want something new to fight? Within the trials, there's something ferocious known as a Styxian. All we know for sure is that they are aggressive and were known internally as shark cats. No good comes from something known as a shark cat. Just saying. In other MMO news, it was announced this past week that Astellia Online is launching on September 20th, 2019. Those who pre-order will be able to join a Head Start event that will begin as early as September 20th. Pre-orders end on the 19th of September, so there's still plenty of time to get into the Head Start event. Players with eligible packages can pre-download the client and reserve their character name starting on September 12th. Launch day will have a number of additions that have been in the works since the end of the beta testing phase. Female warrior assassin characters will be available as a commitment to Barunsen's idea of a tailor-made version of Astellia for Western audiences. There will be plenty of in-game events, with GMs actively participating with the community as well. New features, updates, and additions will follow in the next couple of months. These include class evolutions, the first tier of Legendary Dungeons opening, holiday events, a new Estelle, and more. Now, we all know Gamescom is awesome for so many reasons, but here's another one. Ubisoft announced this past week that For Honor for PC will be completely free. If you download it between now and August 29th, you can keep the game forever. Unfortunately, this doesn't include any of the season's worth of content that the game has had since its launch, including additional characters, so for those, you'll have to pay. In the meantime, pick up the base game for free at the Uplay store, because why not? Next up, Lifelike Studios brought their free-to-play Rogue Heist to Steam Early Access this week. Players team up for 6v6 online battles where you hack into an ambush convoy safe and steal as much loot as possible. You'll also have to defend your stolen wealth from the other team. There are several roles to pick from, including Assault, Support, and Hacker. Experience gains in the game will be based on performance, and the game will feature multiplayer game modes including Deathmatch, Team Brawls, and plenty more to come in future updates. Check it out at the site post at MMOHuts.com. Grinding Gear Games announced the latest expansion for Path of Exile this week, Path of Exile Blight. The new expansion centers around a blight of fungal growths cropping up throughout Ray class that players must eradicate through a new tower defense style gameplay. That's different. There's a ton of new unique items up for grabs and several new archetypes of characters for players to try out in the newest league. For more details, you can check out Colton's video on the expansion during the end annotations of this video, or you can hop on and play for yourself when the expansion goes live on September 6th on PC and September 9th on consoles. Finally, the latest god has entered the battleground of SMITE this week as Persephone, Queen of the Underworld. Persephone is certainly not to be underestimated and has spent years moving between the land of the dead and the living. She has gained a unique understanding of the value of human life, and she vows to topple off the self-proclaimed king of gods to ensure humans are more than merely worshippers. She's a powerful mage who can conjure both plants and skeletons that deal damage and debuff foes. Her passive allows her to come back to life for a short period of time after she dies, which sounds annoying, but probably cool, dealing reduced damage during that time. Oh, thank goodness. Her abilities also affect her harvest plants that she places out when fighting in various ways. Gamescom 2019 was this week, and there were over 50 games showcased and announced. Way too many to go over in a recap. For a breakdown, check out our Gamescom article linked in the description below. Cool stuff in there. And that about wraps it up for all the major news and announcements for this week. For more information on the news topics, check the links in the description below. Feel free to discuss the news or even more news in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that little bell icon to get notifications, and of course, share this video. But until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.
I got movement in the trees.